Joe, Phantomaniacs. Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. When it rains, it pours. G.I. Joe Classified. We're in the midst of another glut of figures coming out, with more on the way before the end of the year. Today we're taking a look at Vincent R. Falcon, and Quarrel. Both Night Force versions, although, I don't know that we'll ever see a so-called standard version of Quarrel. This is an anticipated release for me because Quarrel, new character, looks cool, using that great retro Scarlet Buck. And then Falcon, we have potentially a make good on the one of the worst figures of the Classified series, that Falcon with that just heinous head that I will be taking a look at. And we'll see if we can do a little comparison and see if there are any traces of that head in this head, which looks pretty good right off the bat. This was a Walmart exclusive that was also available in limited quantities on Pulse. I was able to order from Pulse, which is where this came from. I believe Walmart has delayed it a couple of times now. Who knows if they'll ever ship it or not. Walmart is the absolute worst. So there you go. Night Force, G.I. Joe Classified series. Got some pretty good art on the side of the box. That, well, I say pretty good art. It's starting to look kind of... I hate to tag anything with this, but it's starting to look a little AI-y, if that's a term that can be used. So let's open it up and take a look at these figures. I don't have any problems paying for a 2-pack like this. I think it's cool. Oh, and it's worth noting also that we do still have the specialties on the side of the packaging. I don't mind a 2-pack like this. Quarrel right off the bat looks really cool. Great new portrait. And then this Falcon, this is just a cool looking figure, and I don't have original versions of either one of these, so I don't have anything to compare them to. I mean, I could go online and look, but who cares? I just want them to be cool Classified figures. It doesn't, in this instance, because I have no attachment to these versions of these characters, it doesn't matter to me very much how well they captured the originals or whatever. But I do think this is a really cool looking version of Falcon. I like this look. Now, whether he's on my shelf as Falcon or not remains to be seen, but then Quarrel just looks awesome. That nice olive drab, kind of almost like an OG-13 look with her. She's that traditional. All right, we got a lot of tape on this one holding things in place, so let's go through, pop everything out of this tray. So these shoulder pieces are probably going to be the first thing that goes on this guy. I wish they had used the whichever ones, I can't remember off the top of my head now, but they've got the improved, oh well, her head pops right off. That's handy, maybe. Whoever it is that had the improved shoulder pads that hooked into the top of the joint rather than just sitting. I'm a little disappointed that Quarrel has the hole in her waist. Well, no, I take that back. I am disappointed that they put a hole in the retro Scarlet Buck, or retro cardback Scarlet Buck. That's just no good to me, because now, like, let's say I want to take the quiver off of one of these figures just to make them look a little different, and you can't, because then there's just a big hole left in the waist. So I'm not a fan of that decision at all. This piece would have been much better. As much as I complain about loose stuff sliding around on my Classified figures, this is not an improvement. Putting holes in the figures was not the answer to that issue. Yeah, this is a cool, really cool colors on her. The gray, black, red, and olive drab. Just very nice. Not sure about these shoulder pieces, though. Although they seem pretty snug in place. They sit just a little high, and I could probably slide them down more over her bicep, but then they might not stay where I want them. I don't know. I might play around with these. Ooh, look, there's a... Oh, we're going to have to mess with that. All right, let's set her to the side. Get the rest of these accessories out. These come with those Steel Brigade helmets, which I'm a big fan of. I don't have, to be honest, I don't have a ton of them displayed on the shelf because I tend to like unhelmeted portraits. But I gotta say, oh man, come on. It is a very cool thing that the line is doing, including these troop builder, if you will, helmets like this. The library of parts that the classified team is building, even though I'm not the biggest fan of, oh, here are 10 more things for me to put in bags and stick in a drawer, I will say I appreciate the diversity of paint jobs and everything else that they're including with these kinds of things. And the idea, look, I am not going to pretend that I know how a modern action figure line needs to be structured as far as repaints and 2-packs and 3-packs and whatever else. But I will say this, for the longevity of the line thus far, and for the variety we've seen in the line, it seems to me like the classified team knows what they're doing. And I've always said some of the logic behind that is you're going to get some people who just wait and buy the stuff that they really feel like they absolutely have to have. And then you're going to have other people who get really excited about new releases, different looks, and buy stuff that maybe down the line they're going to realize, oh, I didn't need this all that badly, which is me, by the way. I'm trying to be better about that. And then with things like Tiger Force or Python Patrol, sure, you release a... Ooh, that gun... excuse me. Oh, no, I said the G word. A bun. I said bun. It's they're hot cross buns in here somewhere. This blaster looks nice, but nice and rigid. That's exciting. We'll take a closer look at the rest of these, because to be honest, I wasn't thinking about it as I was pulling them out of here, but everything seems, all the accessories seem to be a really nice rigid plastic, which is a welcome change from the norm, where we've gotten things that, don't worry, that's not broken. Although I still don't understand their need to make all of these crossbows 2 pieces. What is that? Why? I don't get it. This one is a little less rigid, but I think it's just because it's thinner. It still feels pretty solid and is not at all rubbery. It's just got this one little point right here that's very, not weak, but, you know, be careful with that, I guess. And then you have got the quarrels that go with Quarrel. Quarrels, bolts, whatever. I really wish Hasbro would adopt NECA's packaging method of, oh my gosh, seriously? Of putting little plastic trays on things instead of using tape. Oh, so annoying. And there we go. Alright, that is everything out of the tray. Put that to the side. And let's see if I can intuitively divvy up whose stuff goes where. or based on how it got pulled out of the package, I guess. It looks like Falcon received a lot more. Well, see, Quarrel's going to have a knife, though. I'm going to bet that's hers. Falcon may or may not have 2 knives. Alright, so I think that's the division of accessories there. So let's get Quarrel's off to one side. Mr. Falcon's off to the other side, and see how we do. So we're going to start with Falcon, because of course the question on everybody's mind is this an entirely new portrait, or is this a better produced version of what I like to call the Uggo? So I did keep, I wasn't positive if I still had this. I replaced this with Admiral Rampart or whatever from Star Wars Black Series. Oh gosh. I can see that these are related. So let's take a nice close look. This one just looks like an older, crankier version of this one. And when you put them side by side, I don't know that I can say... So this one has different hair for sure. Yeah. This is really just a younger version of this one. So I've gotten really used to Rampart's portrait on Falcon. But I gotta say, like, making this... If you take away the fact that this is supposed to be Falcon, it's a fine, it's still ugly, but they're ugly people in the world. I think I'm going to put this on regular Falcon and hope that we at some point get a retro cardback Falcon with improved camo. And by improved, I mean much more contrast. Because overall, that Falcon figure is just a dud. I think I'm going to go ahead and just stick this on the Night Force Falcon, and just in my head, he's a different character. But there you go. I can see that these portraits are sort of in the same family. But for the time being, just to keep things how they should be, and so I don't forget to swap the heads on my thumbnail, we are going to stick this back on Night Force. Well, wait. Let's try the Steel Brigade helmet, which is pretty killer. Let's get these wings. I don't know why Raptor's wings are on this, but whatever. That looks pretty awesome, though. I just don't think I'll ever like the Steel Brigade helmet more than having a unique portrait. And I'm certainly not going to buy like 5 of this guy or anything. So let's pop that back on. His beret fits very nicely, as we saw at the beginning. Get that flash right on top of the eye there. Maybe. There we go. See, I don't hate the look of the shoulder pads. Let me zoom back out a little bit so we can see this guy. I don't hate the look of the shoulder pads, but let's get them off just to see. Although I hate to lose that cool... Look at that. Look how good that tempo looks. Whoa, what just happened? There we go. Like, that's very cool. I like this green detail. Like, that's a cool looking piece of shoulder armor, or pauldron, or whatever. But without it, I have to say I think he looks a little better. I like his bandana here. The short sleeves look really good. And again, his color, like Quarrel, his color scheme I think is pretty cool. The brown with the gray and the olive drab, and of course the black. It's a cool looking figure. And again, having no attachment to this version of Falcon, this works for me. I just think it's neat. His holster is smooshed, which is fine. We'll still be able to get a blaster in there. Plastic feels good. Good quality plastic on him. Solid, if not outright stiff. He's got no painted detail on the boots, but the boots look nice. Yeah, he's good. I like him. I do. I like this figure. Oh, he's got a loop on his belt here. Oh man, whose belt is that? Tell me in the comments. I don't know off the top of my head, and I'm not going to get up and go look, but I know we've seen this belt before because I recognize the placement of that loop. It's not Shockwave, is it? Or is it just Steel Brigade? I'm not sure. So, am I... Oh, wait. You know what I'm going to do? Because here are our accessories. I think I'm going to stick one of the flashlights in that loop. Rather than having a knife, like, just hanging out of it, which you know I'm not a fan of that. That's a great looking knife, though. Very nice piece. Silver on the blade. Looks good. Got the skull cracker, or whatever that's called. I know that spike on the hilt. I know that spike on the hilt has a name. There's a term for that. I can't think what it is. Great looking knife and pretty sturdy, nicely rigid. It is not rubbery. And then he's got this one as well. Wicked looking little tool. So let's see. Yeah, so he has... Oh, okay. Quarrel has a couple of sheaths. And I guess in theory, Falcon maybe could store one of those knives here, but like I said, I think I prefer sticking the flashlight here. Just so we don't end up with an exposed blade. I'm just not a fan of that. Hopefully the flashlight can go in that loop. Ooh, it doesn't seem to want to. Might have to heat that up a little bit, get it a little loose, just to get that thing stuck in there. Oh, come on. That's just proof, I think, that that's actually for one of the knives. But yeah, I'm going to heat that up a little bit and jam a flashlight in there. That's what I want to go in there. You've got... we've got a couple of different blasters in this set, which I guess I'm just going to kit this up and figure out what goes where. Oh, right. Same as Scarlet, Quarrel does not have a holster. So I guess either of these can go with Falcon, and just because, I'm going to give him this one. And it fits perfectly in there. Very good. And then we've got this weird looking one, which I like, but whatever. Okay, so he has no, aside from that loop on his belt, no sheath for a knife. Oh wait, I take that back, because look, dirt. Forgot all about his backpack, which Falcon's backpack is very cool. One of the cooler ones in the line, in my opinion. I like that they've got the green detailing on here. And of course, that big long knife that I should have recognized. Oh, that's Falcon's knife. It'll go right there. Just like the original figure. So let's plug that into his back. I don't know how well that's going to work with that harness on. Oh, not bad. I will say again, and I guess this is the new thing I'm going to say in all of these classified reviews, I wish they would contour these backpacks. It is really, as the line goes on, seems to be becoming more of a problem, that it just looks weird. I wish they would get on that. Okay, so there's that. I love the red on these shells on his belt, too. That's a nice touch. He's got... I know there's been a lot of conversation about the type of... Here it is, shot blaster. I don't know how to avoid the G word with this particular piece. A lot of complaining about the different types of these that different characters have come with. I don't care that much, to be honest. Like, a shot blaster is a shot blaster to me, as you can tell from the fact that I'm just saying blaster. But this is fine. I have no problem with this particular piece coming with this particular guy. So I'm going to give him that. If only because again, I don't know that I'm even going to think of this as Falcon once I get him on the shelf. But he's got the shells on his belt there, so I feel like he has to carry this. I do kind of wish he could maybe stow it on his pack, and then I'd give him one of the other pieces. But, well, and he's also got the shells right there. Not that I think I'm going to end up using this, but there they are. All right, what else have we got with this fella? Oh, so we now know this goes over here. He's got some night vision goggles, which I don't particularly love and haven't used on anybody, but I appreciate that they come with a Night Force figure. That's fine, and it makes sense. And then we've got a grenade launcher, and I guess grenade is a G word you can say, maybe. I just did. I like that the cylinder spins there. And I'll tell you right now, I know I've looked at this particular one before and am not sure I've noticed that cylinder spins, because this bar at the bottom kind of is in front of it. Cool piece. Got a port for blast effects right there. I like it, but maybe not for Falcon. And then we've got this, which I have said many times, I am a fan of this particular blaster. I think it looks really cool, but we are seeing a lot of it. But it's just a cool piece. I like it. I like it a lot. But I think we're sticking with the shotgun for Falcon. So that's Falcon from this set. Now let's take a look at Quarrel. First of all, that unique portrait. I am seeing a little bit of Brigitte Nielsen, maybe. I don't know, but I like it. It looks good. The short haircut is great and different. She's got the throat mic with the earpiece. She looks serious, and I really appreciate that. As I said, the color scheme on her I think is great. If there wasn't just a big hole right here, I'd almost think about heating her up and popping this belt off entirely. However, her name is Quarrel, so I feel like even though she and Scarlet are going to have some common materials here, that she kind of has to have that. All the painted detail. Look at this. Nice touch right there. Just great painted detail. Everything looks really good. This is a great repaint, retooling, I guess, with the new head. I do wish they had had some alternate forearms they could have used. I don't know what it would have been. But for her to have the throwing stars as well is just very like, wow, this is a repaint of Scarlet. But that's why I think I do kind of want to just leave the shoulder pieces on. Let's see. Okay, so I can push those down on the bicep, and they do stay put relatively well. Or at least that one does. So let's slide this one down a bit. Yeah, that's nice and snug. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with these sliding around. So I'm going to leave them on. And look, underneath, what is that? That's Z-Force, right? That's pretty cool. That's a nice little Easter egg underneath there. But to keep her looking as different from Scarlet as I can, I went up too far. I think I'm going to leave these shoulder pads on, because once you get them in place, they look pretty okay. Try and get all these little pieces where they're supposed to be. Man, why doesn't this want to sit? Like, it just keeps sliding up like that. It's driving me crazy. I'm trying to figure out where exactly the peg is to keep it in place. And this is just a cool figure. I really like it. And it somehow looks kind of British. I don't know, man. This is cool. I really dig this. Okay, so we've got the, as I said, the Quarrels, which unfortunately the design on this... Oh, wait, maybe not. See, I think when I was messing around with Scarlets, I felt like they had to go in with the head sticking out. Well, okay, so one like this does. That's not going to go in there. But the rest of these will. So I think maybe we put this one on the crossbow, and then the rest of them are in the quiver, so they don't have to have the head sticking out. I think I made a different choice with Scarlet when I did that. This whole situation is just kind of big and unwieldy. She has got alternate fists for punching, which is great. As we saw, the Steel Brigade helmet. The M16, which is also great. And we're going to give her that knife on her shoulder. That knife is going to go in that thigh sheath. Oh, we're going to turn it around the other way so it looks right. And I mean, she kind of just has to have... Again, I wish there was storage. I wish we could store the crossbow on her back somehow. I'm not going to jam that in there. I wish that could store on her back somehow, and then I'd just give her the M16. But that is not an option. So crossbow it is, and she's just going to have a lot of similarities to Scarlet. And sometimes that's how repaints are. So, there you go. I hope that has given you a decent look at Night Force, Falcon, and Quarrel. I am very happy with this set. I think they look cool. I like their color schemes. They complement each other. They're good use of repaint, retooling, whatever. Good job. This is a cool set. It's something you don't have to have, but it's something that I'll be happy to put on the shelf. And I got to say, even though I wasn't sure about Falcon, he's going to be on the shelf at least until I need space and have to bag him up. But I'll leave him out for a while for sure with the rest of the Night Force. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about needless things. And until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like needless things.